Hey everybody, what's going on? Today we're going to be talking about the Gamestick 4K. This is kind of it right here. Got the little USB power cable attached, but Gamestick 4K, little Gamestick along with the controllers. So this is one of the two. I've already done a video on the unboxing and setup of the Gamestick 4K. This is kind of an updated video because I've actually got to play the game more, and I'm going to show you a few things you can do to help your experience better. We're going to go through how to create a favorites list, show you some of my favorite games and the game numbers. It says there's 30,000 games here. You're not going to get through all of those, but I've been able to search and find some of the favorite ones that I've had from when I was a kid. But in addition to that, several people have been talking about with their game sticks about how they're either overheating or they're losing connection to the controller to their game stick. And I've got a few tips, and I'm going to show you a couple little cheap items that you can buy that's going to help you with that, and I'm going to explain why you're having the problems that you're having. Before we get started, subscribe to the channel if you haven't subscribed, like the video, leave a comment, and hit the notification bell. You know every time I put up a new video. Okay, let's start with the problems. And by the way, all these few items I'm going to show you in the description, links, you can go buy them. Pretty cheap stuff. So a couple of problems that I've heard is, one, their game stick is overheating and shutting off. The second one is that the controller, so we have a controller, is not linking or losing connection to this game stick. So here is why. First of all, your game stick has this little USB. All it is a wireless receiver. It's a 2.4 gigahertz. Okay, it's the same one, almost the same thing as a wireless mouse, same connection. And so anybody who's used a wireless mouse knows that there's not a big range here, and anything can interfere with this. For instance, I always plug in my receiver on my laptop the same side that I'm using the mouse. So if I'm on the right side, I'm using the right side. If I have this plugged in on the left and the mouse is on the right, sometimes it lags or it doesn't want to connect. Same situation with your controller and the Gamestick 4K. There is a slot here where this plugs in, right like this. Okay. Now the thing is, where this game stick is plugged in your TV makes all the difference in the world as to whether or not the signal can get from the controller to this receiver. So a lot of people have where their game stick would plug into the very back and bottom of their TV. So the TV is literally in between your controller and the game stick, and sometimes that causes interference and it can't reach the receiver. Okay, now my TV plugs into the side. However, what I did that helps with that is I have added this. This is a HDMI male to HDMI female. It's just an extension. So all you do is plug your game stick into this extension like this. This plugs into your TV, but this now hangs down lower. If you plug into the side, it'll hang down lower. And what it does is it allows the game stick to possibly clear the bottom of your TV or the side of your TV so that you have a better line of sight direction to the receiver from your controller. Now, this is a very short jumper because it's all I needed. This one I think is 1 foot or 1.5 foot. You can get these 3, you can get these 6 foot. But the point is, whatever works best for you. Maybe you want a 6 foot one that plugs in the TV, and then maybe you want to mount this game stick like Velcro to the bottom of your TV with the receiver sticking out, or the top of your TV, so it's a direct line of sight with your controller. That's going to give you much better reception, much less lag on your controllers. The next thing we want to talk about, again, that this jumper helps with, people have been talking about this overheating. All this is a box with a micro SD card that has all the games on it. And so with any kind of electronic, it's going to heat up. The problem is, again, if this is mounted on the back of your TV, it's sticking up, and your TV's here and the wall is here, there's no airflow. There's zero airflow between this thing and because it's sandwiched between your TV and your wall. So you need to get it away. You need to get it in an open area where air can get to it. And as long as you have it in an area where air is flowing to it and keep it and allowing to keep it cool, you won't have a problem with your Gamestick. But that is one of the reasons why you're seeing this overheat, because the advertisements show you plugging this directly into your TV. Problem is, like I said, the way most TVs are made, there's no air getting to it and it's going to overheat. So keep that in mind. These little HDMI jumpers, that's what I call them, link in the description, will help alleviate that problem. The next thing you want to do is the Gamestick 4K has this, let me plug it in here, has this micro USB cable, which is the power supply, okay? So micro USB cable and a USB that plugs in for power. You can plug this into an AC adapter, like a little brick that plugs in the wall. You can plug this into the USB port on your TV, so when your TV's on, it's powering this. Here's the thing though, it's really not good to leave this on all the time. So if your TV is on and it's getting power from the TV, but you're not playing this, it's sitting there behind your TV with no airflow and it's on, generating heat. So what you really want to do, and what I did was, you want to be able, this doesn't have a power switch. So you want a power switch for the Gamestick 4K. So the next item we have is one of these. It's an inline, it's a USB male to USB female, but it's got a toggle switch, a power switch. So what I did was I plugged this in and it's sitting there. All this is plugged into my TV. But then what I do is if I want to play the game, I just will go up to my TV and I flip on the power switch. That's it. I play the game. When I'm done, input back to antenna or whatever I want to watch, cable box, and I flip that off. Then this is not staying on, generating heat and possibly ruining it because it's overheating. So those two items, HDMI jumper, USB power switch, you want these for your Gamestick 4K. So I hope that's helped you guys. Link in the description to pick up these items. Now let's get everything set up and I'm going to walk you through the menu. I'm going to walk you through how to add a game as a favorite, and then also the buttons you need to hit to restart the game. And this is really for people who haven't played this before. You're new to the Gamestick 4K. This is just how you use it. Before we get started logging in, let's take a look at the controller. And so every time I talk about the controller, you'll know what I'm talking about when I talk about a button. So let's take a look at that. This is the controller for the Gamestick 4K. It's basically a PlayStation 2 controller. I mean, it looks identical to my old PlayStation 2. You got the two toggle switches here, you know, start, select, but you'll notice it's not triangle, circle, and X. It's actually X, Y, B, and A. And so those are things. Then you have your toggles, right and left, right, left. And the way I'm going to, when I'm doing this, when I'm explaining, I'm going to call the big one, this is R2, R1 is the top, left 1, left 2, and then you have A, B, Y, X, start, select, and mode right here. And then you have obviously the joystick and stuff. There is a little toggle switch here. This is how you turn on the device, and you'll see it's flashing because it's not connected. This will, blue is, if your controller is lit up blue, solid blue, then it's connected to the Gamestick and it is player 1. If it is lit up red, that controller is player 2. So just keep that in mind. Pretty simple. These are extremely lightweight, just really cheap knockoffs of the PlayStation 2. So let's set up the game and get started. But when I'm talking about toggling and I'm talking about buttons, just remember R2, R1, L2, L1. So, and then the numbers. All right, so let's set it up and get started. All right, guys, so this is the Gamestick 4K. I got myself in here in the corner, just going to walk you through this a little bit. So this is the main screen, and then we'll start from the top left under list. You'll see list right there. Now this is every single game. You can go down through here, and you can see up on the top right where it says page 2 of 2004. And this is how you would literally scroll through every single game possible on the Gamestick 4K. Now, if I hit R1, right one on the controller, it goes to class. And now you can see Arcade, FC, which is Nintendo, Game Boy, Sega, Game Boy Advanced, everything's here. PlayStation 1. You can select by that. So if I want to go to Game Boy and I click A, it's going to read the class. It's going to show me the list of games, all the games on the Game Boy. And so it does take a second to read this. There you go. And I can sit through here, Rockman, Street Fighter 2, all these different games here for that level. And then also I can go over to, if I R1 again, history. It shows you your most recent games you played, the quickest way to get back to your favorite games. And then you go to collection. Collection is my favorites. See the little star on each one of these? These are games that I've favorited. Now, I'm going to be honest with you, like billiards, I haven't played that yet. I went searching through games, and as I find the ones that I'm like, yeah, let's try that, I'll star it, go back to my collection. If I don't like it, I'll unstar it, get rid of it. And that's how I kind of decide which games I want to play. So, and then obviously if I hit R1 again, you go to search, and you can go over here and you can search anything. So I know one game I like, Jaws. And there's Jaws USA. I can go play it. Now, I'm going to go ahead and go back here real quick to class. And let's just go to something easy, PlayStation 1. Let's read the class. And I'm just going to scroll through here, and I'm going to look at all these different games. Now, something to keep in mind, I mentioned this in a previous video. It says there's 30,000 games on here or 20,000 games. The truth is there's not that many games. There are multiple versions of the same game. You can have Excite Bike, which is, there's a European version, there's a US version, there's the same with Ivan Reitman Off-Road that I play. There's like 3 different versions of that. So there isn't actually 20 or 30,000 actual games. There's different versions. And then also there's games that were sold just in Russia. There were games from China or Japan that they're written in Japanese or they're written in Russian, and that's it. And I, as an American, speaks English, I can't read that. It makes it hard to play. But so you do have to sift through, and that's why this favorites thing is so good, because you have the ability to set a list of your favorite games. So if I go through here, and all you do is find the game you want. Let's say I want to play Castlevania, and if I hit R2, it's going to add a star. Then if I hit R1 and go over to my collection, so I have Mortal Kombat, and I think it adds it to the end. Let me go down through here. Let me see if it's the last thing. Near the end. So there it is. Hang on. Right there, Castlevania, Moon. And if I get to go play it, and if I don't like it, then I just hit R2 and I unstart it, and it'll get rid of it. And so like I haven't played Delta Force yet. It's one of my added, but you have Delta Force, and sometimes you'll get a preview on the right of what it looks like. That's a good way of knowing, is this the right game I'm looking for? And you can see the numbers beside them. So I have Delta Force Urban Warfare 20,024. We have Frogger USA version 17,950. And if I just hit A, it's going to load it. We'll play it real quick and just show you what it looks like. There's different versions of Frogger. There's the new version, there's the old version. You have to just kind of play them and just kind of decide for yourself, is this what I want to play? Is this the version I'm looking for? I hit start. One player, I'll hit X. No, I hit start. Start. And you can see this is old, like the old Atari version, which I loved. So there it is. Now, if I'm playing and I want to get out of this game or I want to restart, I hit the mode button, and we have resume, restart, state slot, save state, load state, controls, and quit game. I'm going to quit game. Ooh, that's not good. Oh, so that's my capture card. When it briefly lost connection, it showed color bars, so that's what that was. So no problem there. Top Gun, 12,243. Jaws, 10,907. Ivan Reitman Outdoors. Excite Bike, Japan or USA. Let's go ahead and play that real quick. I hit A. These are games I really loved. I'm a Gen Xer, and these were my favorites in the 80s. We'll just play one quick round. Now B goes, A, A is super fast like a turbo, but see, it'll look at it overheat. So then you got to go to B, and B will let you, and then what you want to do is you get here, once I get to the triple jump, I'm going to want to hit there we go. So there you go. Excite Bike. Love it. Love the game. I'm not the greatest at it, but I'm okay. There's lap 1. It's really fun to get to play these old games. Now, somebody brought up in a comment in a previous video that I did about how and I crashed. About the way these systems are set up, that there's some lag in the controller. So like when you hit a button to do something, it doesn't do it right away. And that is true. There is probably a half second or a few millisecond delay. It's certainly not as responsive as when I play my original Nintendo, which I have Excite Bike for the original Nintendo. But with the Gamestick 4K, man, the graphics are really sharp. They're kind of up converted. So I think it does a really good job. I'm going to get out of this one. I love this Gamestick 4K. I play it all the time. So again, this is my capture card. Gets back up here. We'll show some more games. I have Double Dribble, Days of Thunder, Tetris, Tetris 2, RC Pro-Am. Oh, I love this game. This is probably my favorite game from the old original Nintendo. And I just love it. I used to be a master at this game. I'm not very good at it anymore. I'm getting better. So I love this. So we'll just play one track and get out of it. But it's basically remote control cars. And then obviously you got to get better. Like I missed the engine. Let's see if I can get the engine and the tires on this next go around. Ah! Turned too quick. There we go. Now I get to be a little bit faster. Where's that engine? There it is. I'm going to win. There, I won that race. So, yeah, there you go. That's a lot of fun. And then as you build up everything, this one you get more and more stuff to save. You can get to the next is the SUV, then you get a buggy. The buggies are fun once you get to the buggies. Jeopardy, Casino Boy or Casino Kid, and look at this, Tecmo Super American Football. It's actually Techno Bowl. It's one of the greatest. It's probably the first greatest football game ever made for a video game system. And if you're the Los Angeles Raiders and you're Bo Jackson, nobody can catch you. So anytime I play somebody, I always want to be Los Angeles Raiders. But notice Newsboy, that's actually Paperboy. So the games aren't necessarily labeled correctly. So as you're searching through there, you got to keep that in mind. So you may do a search for something. There's Back to the Future 2, Mike Tyson Boxing. Actually, that's called Punch Out. Then you have bowling. You have Burg Time. You'll notice how it's spelled. It's actually Burger Time, which is kind of like a version of Donkey Kong. Motocross is actually Excite Bike. And then you have Predator. We have Billiards, Ghostbusters. I left it on here, but man, that's the hardest game I think I've ever tried to play. And then Mortal Kombat 4. This is the one that my kids always want to play. It looks like this was from PlayStation 1. So let's take a look at it real quick. And this will be the last one, then we'll wrap it up. But I wanted to just show you guys how to do all this stuff. So let me back out the audio a little bit. So I could be wrong. This might be in a PlayStation 2 version. I thought it was PlayStation 1, but I don't know. The graphics were kind of... So I'm just going to go arcade. 101. I'm not good at this. My kids kick my butt every time on this. So let's go with this guy.
Choose your destiny.
But I think, boy, for the money, these Gamestick 4Ks are awesome, in my opinion. I'm going to go novice because I'm not very good at this. So like I said, I'm just going to play this one, then we'll wrap this up. Just kind of showing you a few things.
Round
how to navigate it.
Fight!
Oh, I'm right to that. Yeah, I lost. Well, it's best out of 3.
Round 2. Fight!
Ah, I blocked it. I don't know how he does that. I'm not good at this game. Oh, there we go. And I'm the type that on these games I don't even know what I'm doing half the time. I'm just hitting buttons and I don't even know what the guy's going to do. So you can block. And yeah, I actually won. Let's see if I can beat him a third time or a second time to win it.
Fight!
I blocked it. I don't know how he's doing that. I think I'm fat. Oh, I don't know how to do that. I won. I don't win very often, so there you go. Quick game. And there's the color bars. So guys, that's kind of how you get started with the Gamestick 4K. You can search for your games, you can create favorites, you can search by game system. There's a lot of things you can do there. But again, I hope this has helped you guys out a lot, especially the problems that people have been having with the overheating and the connection to the controllers. So I hope you guys have enjoyed this video. If you have, please subscribe if you haven't subscribed. Like the video, leave a comment, and then hit that notification bell. And don't forget, there's 2 little jumper cables and a link to buy a Gamestick 4K, all in the description. So hope you guys have enjoyed this. Good luck. Enjoy your gaming. Have a great day.